Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flippin' and Mashing.
Do you even know what episode we're on, Steve?
I think it's probably 38. If I was going to throw out a number there, it's probably welcome to episode 38. That's probably how I should open. Is that what you're trying to say, Doc?
Yeah. So you think we're 38. I think we're 38.
Yeah, it's because you just looked at it right now. All right.
How come we haven't recorded in like 7 weeks?
We haven't recorded in 2 weeks.
Oh.
It's only been 2 weeks. All right.
I feel like a lot of stuff happened and you just didn't care.
Well, you know what? A lot of stuff has happened. An extreme amount of stuff has happened, and it's all happened this week. We had one.
It's all video game news, though. It's not
all
like,
video game news.
It's not like fun pinball news.
Okay, fine. It's all video game news. Why list the video game news? Why don't you do a Google search and see if you can find any cool pinball stuff. So anyways, video game...
Those are fighting words.
Video game news that has dropped and has happened this week is one. Ninja has moved over on an exclusive deal from Twitch over to Mixer, which has rocked the video game world because he was the biggest name not only in the streaming world, but also he was synonymous with Twitch. Twitch was riding his back for the most part. I mean, he got famous on their platform.
Do we know like how much he made off Twitch?
They will not. Oh, how much he's made off of Twitch?
Yeah.
He was making millions of dollars a year. I think monthly he was making like $250,000. Not $250,000.
Because what I heard the rumor, and who knows if this is true or not, but I heard that Microsoft paid him $50 million.
And I don't know. There's a lot of rumors, of how much he's being paid, to the point where some people are saying stupid numbers like $900 million, and it's no way. No, if you think he's making $1 billion, you're just stupid. Stop even talking right now.
Because I mean, he used to stream, or he used to play Halo, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he has a Microsoft background.
Well, that's one of the reasons that he said that he wants to go back to him. Obviously, no matter what, the main reason why he is going to leave one platform and sign an exclusive deal with a different platform after all of his comfortability, after all of his subscribers that are already on, he has to leave those subscribers and go over to Mixer, which is a controversial situation because Twitch won't pay him for the subscribers that he currently has on Twitch.
Yeah, no, like he will now currently end all money from Twitch.
Right. But those people that are on there that are subscribed to him right now, they're subscribed to him for the rest of the month or maybe, whatever. But Twitch isn't going to just say, hey, cool, we'll stop everything. You might still be paying Twitch now, not even Ninja, money for his channel. Does that make sense? Like,
when does Ninja leave, though? Did he already leave?
He's already left.
Oh, well, then that makes sense not to... What?
And that's fine. But the thing is, when the news got announced that Ninja was leaving, when he made the announcement, Twitch immediately took away his partnership, but they did not end his subscriptions. So people were still paying him. So that's going directly into the pockets of Twitch at that point. And that was my point, is not necessarily that they should stop his partnership. Of course they should stop his partnership. He signed an exclusive deal with somebody else. But also he deserves that money. That's what I mean.
It depends on the contract that he signed with Twitch.
How about this? The people, there was no contract with Twitch.
There is when you make an account with Twitch. I guess
that's a good point. That is a good point. You're right.
And they can,
if you become a partner with them, you have to only stream for them.
You're under them.
Okay, that's a good point. But how about this? The users that gave him that money, they were giving him that money. They were subscribed to him.
Yeah, but Twitch takes a cut of that no matter what. So, in reality, they're giving it to Twitch. They're not paying Ninja directly. They're paying Twitch. Twitch then forwards the rest of the money.
These are all valid and good points. I like that we're having this discussion because I was totally on Ninja's side, but now that you've said this, you're right. They were technically paying Twitch, and then Twitch was divvying it up and giving it to Ninja. I still don't like it because let's say I was a user. Let's say I was subscribed to him. If I knew that you just pocketed the money instead of giving it to the guy who I was trying to give it to, I'd be upset.
So if you told your employer, hey, here's my 2 weeks notice.
Sure.
And they said, they can do it a couple ways, right? They can say like, okay, here's your 2 weeks. You can ride out the rest of your time. We'll give you a paycheck at the end.
Yeah.
That is what seems fair. Some employers say, nope, if you're leaving, today's your last day, and you're done, and you'll get paid up to that day, and then you're escorted out.
That's true.
I think what you're saying is, since he left, or like, when does he start with Microsoft? He already did. Like, when his announcement happened, when did he start with Microsoft?
I mean, technically, it happened right then and there. He didn't start physically streaming, until like a day or two later.
So did he stream on Twitch after the announcement?
No.
Then you're just meaning that this happened in the middle of the month.
Correct.
And the people at the beginning of the month paid him for the month.
Correct.
But, I mean, if
that's $5 times like 250,000 people.
Yeah, but he got paid up until that day.
Agreed. I think that we aren't... it's not that we're on the same page. It's that I like your point. I think that's a good point from Twitch's perspective. But I think as a user, I'm not even talking about from Ninja's perspective, because I think you might even be right on Ninja's perspective. I'm just saying, as the person who might have been saying, I'm going to give my $5 to said person, and then somebody else takes it.
Shouldn't you be mad at Ninja for not even
cheated?
Like, shouldn't you be mad at Ninja then?
Well, if I'm a follower and I'm a fan of him, I would then leave and go to Mixer, which Microsoft has then said, we'll give you 2 free months. So that actually might make it up for right there. Microsoft has said, we'll give you 2 free months of subscription if you come over and subscribe to Ninja over here today.
Because I guess my thing is, Ninja could have done it at the end of the month. He could have waited until, August 31st and said, today's the last day. I'm going to Mixer. Thank you guys, everybody. Come on and follow me over there. Mm-hmm. But he didn't. He did it in the middle of the month, or at the beginning, because technically it was last week, right?
Yeah,
so
it's the beginning.
It's the 8th today, I think.
So they probably already took the money right off the bat.
So he kind of screwed over his own followers.
That's true. He could have done this, let's say, like on the 25th.
Yeah.
5 days out. So you can unsubscribe right now.
Either way. I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
But see, I don't pay people to watch streams. So
and neither do I. So I'm with you.
But that's also a donation, technically, right?
Yes.
You're donating?
Yes.
So you have to just assume that you have to assume you're not going to get the money back. Well, you won't. But you want the content. The only good thing is Microsoft's being like, hey, here's 2 free months. Yeah. Which, your point, I think it is a nice, payback.
But I don't even know if that's even the real reason why they did it. I think the real reason why they did it was just to bring people over. But
they totally did. But it was a nice thing to do when you have the number one streamer coming over.
Right.
I've never watched. I've only seen him because of our coworker watching him. He's fine. Entertaining, I suppose. I just don't care for the Fortnite, so I don't really care.
Agreed. I don't really care for Fortnite either. At least not anymore.
Is he entertaining? I don't know.
Again, so here's the thing. This is just all opinion-based.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I do not find him entertaining.
No, yeah,
I think that there's a lot of other streamers that are far more funny. They tell stories, or just the way they react. It's just so much more entertaining. He is pretty straight-laced. Like, a lot of people like him. A lot of people think he is very funny or very entertaining. And I look at it, I'm like, I don't see what you guys are watching. Maybe you guys are not watching entertaining enough content. I don't know. But his skill's there. His skill's very good.
People probably more want his skill than his...
And actually, that might be what it really comes down to, is he's a very skilled player who's maybe semi-entertaining. Whereas I'm looking for more entertainment.
Sure. I have tried to watch a little bit more streams of people playing pinball.
Sure.
And a lot of it is just finding games that I don't know, or new games that I haven't played.
Sure.
So I want to see what they play like. And yeah, I could see if I want to see only gameplay.
Then you want a skilled player.
Yeah, I want the most boring person that's good.
Yep.
But if I am just casually watching and I want something entertaining, then I would try to find someone that's a little more entertaining.
Right. Someone that can make you laugh. Someone that will make you stick around.
I am not that big into it, but when we go to the pinball section, Stern streamed the pinball, the new Jurassic Park game. So they had Dead Flip, who is a character. We met him, Jack Danger.
Yep.
And
we were on his stream.
We were on Twitch.
We were on Twitch. We were on his stream. Yeah.
Chris called me
because he was watching.
He saw me.
Yeah.
And you.
I know.
But he is a character. He is a person. He is really nice and funny off camera, but he puts on this personality. And I think we could stream our pinball nights, but at the same time, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Get the gear up. It's not even the cost of the gear. We have a bunch of GoPros and stuff, but like
that's true.
You also do need to be. You kind of, even if you're having a bad day, you have to put on this game face because his living is streaming. So every night or every other night or whatever his schedule is, he has to, no matter what is going on in his life, unless he takes the day off, he has to put on his game face and be fun.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you stub your toe? Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I can see both people's ways of entertainment versus skill watch.
Right. When Ninja made the announcement, he, on top of the fact that, obviously he's not going to mention anything about the monetary stuff, and in fact they've kept it very secret how much he actually was pulled over. He said it was for new opportunities, and there are new opportunities, because it's not just a straight one-to-one. Twitch is a standalone platform that you have to go to their website. Mixer is owned by Microsoft, and Mixer is on the front dashboard of every single Xbox on the planet.
And Windows computer.
Is it?
It's in Windows 10.
Okay, well, either way.
Well, the hard part is
if you turn on your Xbox right now, it's on the dashboard.
Oh.
And they're going to put this high-profile person that they paid a lot of money for.
So they'll flip the tile of like Mixer, and then they'll flip it and have be Ninja, and they'll flip it and be Mixer.
Yeah, or maybe some other featured people, but he'll always be up on top there, and it's going to just draw all of this attention. Now he's going to have a whole new audience.
Maybe new.
There will be some overlap for sure, but he will have essentially some exclusive eyeballs pointed right at him.
Is Mixer on PS4?
Time. It is. That's a great question, but here's a sidebar. What does Xbox want to be next year or whenever their cloud comes out? They want to be everything. So right now you have to own a console to experience an Xbox experience. Well, next year, whenever this comes out, they just want to be the everything. They want to be the place that you go to game.
Yeah,
and
but
Mixer is synonymous with that.
Windows and Xbox have already started, like, I think when 360 came out, they had already started co-doing things.
Right. Well, but Mixer and Xbox they have really intertwined them just together.
Oh, well, we played Hydro Thunder and stuff, and it's built in now. You hit a button and then you're recording.
Super easy.
It's no big deal.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't like was, doesn't it remove your stuff after so long?
Yeah. Your footage goes away after I think 30 days.
So I was pulling it off and like saving it,
right,
and posting it to YouTube.
Yep. And that's the wise thing to do.
What they should do is have like a link to like push it, either archive it or like push it to YouTube.
And there are third parties that can do that for you. Like there's a third party called Restream that can shoot it to YouTube as well as other.
Sounds like a lot of work. But like when I record Hydro Thunder Go on the phone to a laptop, I use Mixer.
Sure.
It's built into the computer, and then I just, no, I do. Wait.
And here's another thing. Mixer is really good on mobile. So when I stream,
what about when we were recording on Xbox and it was super grainy? Is that fixed? Have you tried it again?
I don't know, but you know what I did figure out? That's only for the recordings. That's not for the live stream itself. Because I've watched it live and I've watched the recording afterwards, and the live is clean, but the recording is choppy and grainy.
How does it make sense?
I don't know. I don't like it. I think they compact it and they give it to you as like a package afterwards, which is bullshit. It's super dumb.
If they're paying him millions of dollars this day, they
better have fixed that problem. And here's the thing: I haven't looked at my Mixer stuff in a long time.
I haven't even turned my Xbox. My work Xbox is probably out of date.
Probably. But so the other day, I'm just bringing this back to, like, for instance, let's say we want to start restreaming Pinball, or start streaming, not restreaming. If we use the Mixer app on like a iPhone or something like that, it works great. You can stream it just using the camera and all this different stuff. You can interact.
They have Mixer on your. Oh, I have Mixer. Yep. I have the app, but I didn't know you could stream out of it.
They have a creator app. They have the actual audience app, which is just for viewing, and they have a creator app, which can be used for one. if you can stream video games for it, so it shows your screen.
Oh, so you can stream the game from your phone.
Correct. Or you can stream from the camera. So let's say you were just literally a music artist who wants to play music to your audience or whatever, you can use this.
Mixer
or in this case, we would be using it for pinball. Let's say for pinball tonight, because tonight's Thursday.
So we could
literally
have
tonight,
a mount, and we could just have the. I mean, it's not going to be all the views that we want. It's not like
maybe
the 6 cameras, but we're still able to
but maybe,
create content.
With our mic stands or something like that, we could just literally duct tape our phones to it or something like that.
Well, I mean,
there's probably other cool stands, yes, for sure.
The new standard for streaming pinball is like 3 or 4 cameras, right?
Yeah.
So there's
one on the face, one on the play field, and one on the
score.
Yep, minimum.
But that's a lot of gear, and then you have to make sure that you connect it to a laptop to then intertwine to the one app stream. But if we did, one stand and we just had the phone recording even the playfield and the score, that'd be kind of. I mean, we're still creating content, and maybe hopefully
you're still creating content. And if you could take it off real easy, like if it was just like a kind of quick grab, you could pick it up and maybe like spin it around and show like the room and people like all like mingling and stuff like that.
This is even better if we go to the taco bar tonight and we want to play Black Knight.
I could just be holding it.
Yeah,
you could be playing it, and we could get that view of you in the cool environment.
But here's the thing: we could then fab up a mount that's just poles that we like whip out, fold up together, and then
could do like a quick snap onto the machine itself somehow.
Well, you just roll it underneath, like or up and above you, kind of like a mic stand, like this,
and we just totally let us do it.
Yeah, and
it'd be promoting their company,
and you just hold it up, and then the phone clips in. I mean, that's a great way to stream on the fly. Because it fits in your trunk, and you don't need a laptop. You don't need anything but internet and your phone, which your phone has internet.
Correct.
That's cool. Hey,
yeah.
Copyright that. people be stealing this.
I don't think we can copyright somebody else's software.
I just got the creator app, so I'm going to check it out. Maybe we'll do it tonight because we technically have pinball tonight. I like the idea of doing that.
We should totally try to do it tonight. Anyways, if we do it tonight, you guys will all see the video later. And then we'll actually find out if
because we'll for sure download it.
Yeah,
even though it's grainy, unless they fixed it.
All right, so that is the first story, and actually, I wasn't even planning on talking about that story for that long because that was a minor story in my mind.
If you're in video gaming, it's big.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck to him. He's a super nice guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the funny part. Someone made a comment. I remember when I was reading like the 50 million thing was, just think when you were little. No one in their mind thought a video game player would be getting paid as much or more than a professional football player or a professional sports player.
Right.
Like this is for real.
And
it's only getting bigger.
Right. It's only like the top football players, like not even like normal football players, like the top football players that make more than this guy.
And in reality, Microsoft just needs to. They're not late to the game. And Mixer's been out for a while, but they just need to get injected further into the market. And this is a good way to do it.
Oh, for sure. They have a really so our coworker who has been not even just anti-Mixer for the most part.
Oh, for sure.
Mixer is stupid. It's super dumb. All of a sudden, Ninja goes over. He's like, "Well, we'll see what's over here."
Oh my god!
And then immediately starts praising Mixer for all of his cool.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. He's like, but he had to ease his way into it. He didn't just go outright. He had to ease his way into it and be like, "All right, well, looks like they got some cool this and cool that. It's not just like Twitch." I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's not just like Twitch. Technically, it's way better than Twitch. Twitch has just got the name." Kind of like, let's say, Lyft and Uber. Uber has the name.
Lyft is actually better most people.
Yeah, I personally think that Lyft is a lot better. I like their app better. I like a lot of stuff better when it comes to Lyft. But Uber has the name. We know when we say, all right, just get an Uber. Let's get out of here.
It's the new Kleenex.
Yes.
Twitch is the Kleenex of the streaming world.
Correct.
And there's a bunch more apps. I mean, just no one knows about them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. DLive. PewDiePie, one of the biggest names in YouTube, he signed an exclusive deal with DLive because they were a nobody brand and are still technically a nobody brand, but they went from being zero to at least having some share of the space by saying, "Hey, PewDiePie's on DLive. You should come over and watch him if you want to see him."
Who the fuck's PewDiePie?
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Enough of this streaming talk because I'm sure we've already bored our listeners
Chris fast forwarded. We'll tell him the timestamp.
Chris fast forwarded. He was the only one who was watching the stream of.
Oh yeah, the Monsters.
Yeah, the Monsters.
People, the Monsters games keep coming up for sale now because the new Jurassic Park is coming out. So
Chris is a Twitch
head.
He's just on Twitch all day, looking for pinball.
He was sending me like 7 Craigslist links this morning. I'm like, get out of here. He found me a H2 Overdrive, but it was like $1,000 too much.
Was it a full machine?
Yeah, the full H2 Overdrive.
No, I'm saying like with like the seat and everything.
Yeah. H2 Overdrive only came as a full sit down. The only option was a 42-inch or 50-some inch TV.
Just so I know. Mm-hmm. And I won't ever be able to afford it. How much does 2? Because I would never buy 1. 1 is a waste of my time. But how much would 2 cost?
Well, you want H2 Overdrive, the newer one?
H2 Overdrive.
I thought I got a quote from an ob for $2,500 for 1.
So it'd be about $5,000.
Yeah. When they came out new, they were $3,500 or $4,500. Because I remember going, oh, what's like a pinball? And then kind of thinking about it, but then that's the thing. My house couldn't fit through a 32. It wouldn't fit through my door.
Sure. All right. Well, if I ever have $5,000 just sitting around.
Hey, you do. It's in the parking lot. Hey, what about the Ninja Turtle?
You sell my cars? Or just
Take the bus to work from Cloquet.
You have H2 Overdrive now. You're fine.
You could just drive the boat up here.
Do you not have a bike? Get a bike. It's $100. Let's go.
I saw some cars on Craigslist.
All right.
What's next? You have some other controversial news.
So one of the major, and this is kind of a bummer set of news, but it totally needs to be addressed. The fact that this last weekend we had 2 shootings, and the immediate response was to blame video games. Not anything else. I mean, obviously there was gun control that jumped out and a couple other things, but the vast majority of the media said, hey, what about them goddamn video games? And it was like, hold on. And there was a little bit of it that took place during the Parkland shootings, the Parkland, Florida shootings. Mm-hmm. And that kind of made a little bit of sense because there was high schoolers involved. So, all right, okay, it was all high schoolers. It was in a high school. I can almost see the reason why you're bringing it up. Now, we have all these different studies that keep taking place to try to pin video games for what's going wrong in the world. And it's like, no, there's zero evidence. There's no evidence. You have nothing. This is a waste of your time because it keeps going back over and over again. You've had congressional hearings. You have study after study. Boomers paying out the ass to try to pin video games as the reason why. You have people shooting each other. If you want to say anything, video games are a reflection of what took place in real life, for starters. Secondary, after all the studies have taken place, the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, I think, was the one who brought this up, or else it was California Representative Kevin McCarthy who brought up, he said that there was studies that prove that this is the case. No, there is a single study that is one of the most unscientific studies that has ever been on the face of the planet. And I'm going to explain to you the whole entire study because this is the only study that can back up what some of these foolish old people are saying. There was a study that had Minecraft of all the games in the world. Not Fortnite, which is what they're blaming. Not Call of Duty, which they're blaming. Not Doom or anything else, which is, violent. You got guns shooting, all this different stuff. It was a study on Minecraft, okay? And Minecraft is one of the highest streamed games of all time that all the kids in the world love. And they had very young kids, and these were young kids, like younger than 10. So they had very young kids playing Minecraft, and they had them all play, but with 3 different items. So your little character, he would hold a little Minecraft gun. And if those who don't know what Minecraft is, essentially think of Legos. It's basically a video game version of Legos. So they had a video game version of a Lego gun in one user's hand, a video game version of a sword in another user's hand, and there was a video game, I don't know, I think it was like a stick or something. I don't remember what the last weapon was, but I know there was a gun, a sword, and let's just say a bat. I don't know what the last one was. After the study, they then had the kids go into a playroom in real life, and they gave them a whole bunch of Legos, and they wanted to see what they would make. And it reflected what they played with. The little kids who had the little, virtual versions of Lego guns, they made virtual versions of Lego guns. The people who made the virtual swords made the virtual swords, so on and so forth. So then they took that and said, bam, balam, we got them. We got them.
Oh, Jesus
we
Christ.
got them, boys. We got them. This is a direct link of video games creating school shooters. And it was like, no, you got nothing. Because we have piles of studies going back to the 90s. Because Joe Lieberman and all his, during the Clinton era, they had some shootings that took place back then with the Columbine and all that different stuff. They had all sorts of congressional hearings, and they came after video games hardcore because it was Doom. Doom and Eminem made the Columbine happen. It's just, we know that's what happened. Those are facts. And it's like, no, those aren't facts. Those are just an opinion from some old person who doesn't understand what rap music is and what video games are because he doesn't play video games. You gotta just stop. Anyways.
Well, I mean, just look. You have all these toy guns, squirt guns. Even back in the old days, they made wooden ones that would like shoot a cork or cap guns. And it's, well, if you don't want guns, never make one ever again.
Right.
Bury the guns.
Right. You don't.
It's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
But see,
and listen, I'm a pro Second Amendment right person, but at the same time, do not try to take someone's First Amendment right, because this has been also litigated in the courts already. People have tried to ban or at least legislate video games and other forms, not just video games, but also like movies and stuff like that.
Like I remember when The Matrix came out, that was one of the shooting scene where he walks into the building.
Oh, I guess I didn't remember that.
That got turned into this whole...
I did
because
not
in Columbine they wore those black trench coats.
So it was also The Matrix that created Columbine too. Gotcha. No, I hear you.
Well,
anyways.
My whole thing was, the funny part is, most gun owners, for the most part, people like to keep their guns locked up, safe from their kids, from people stealing them. They purchase them legally. They go to gun ranges. They go hunting. The people who are doing this stuff are, they're not acquiring their guns legally usually.
Yeah.
There's a couple people that have come up, but like, a lot of it is just the background check wasn't there for the mental health, or they just went off. They purchased it, then went off the handle.
Right. Someone who has mental health or is a problem is going to be that person no matter what.
It doesn't matter what weapon it is. It's whatever they can get their hands on that does the most damage.
Correct. Now, this weapon will do the most damage, so they will use that. And I get that you might want to say, we got to figure out how to regulate that situation. All right, fine. But quit blaming everything else for, quit blaming video games or the Matrix or Eminem for what's happening out here. This isn't the situation. And like I've said, so it's already been litigated in the courts. This is a First Amendment right.
My one cousin couldn't have a video game that he wasn't in the age rating for. So his parents did what the age ratings were actually supposed to be used for.
Sure.
Understandable, although that limited him to a lot of games that were more sports-based.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's, in my opinion, decent parenting. You're being cautious on what your kid's playing. My parents didn't super care, but they weren't going to go buy me, like, NC-17 games or whatever the 17-rated games.
Right,
but
right.
I got demos, and I had Quake and Doom and Duke Nukem with some patches that you can apply to Duke Nukem. And I am not even remotely a violent person.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where when you play it, one, as a person who knows that when I play a video game and they're shooting, it's a virtual thing. I'm not going to go shoot somebody. I have the common sense to not be violent towards someone else.
Most people do. That's the thing. That is exactly the thing. There are, I think it's 2.5 billion gamers in the world. Okay, now that also counts mobile gamers, so we got to obviously cut that down a little bit. Either way, just for the sake of it, let's say there's 100 million violent video gamers. When I say violent, first-person shooters. Okay.
There's like Mortal Kombat. And,
right. Oh, yeah. Mortal Kombat.
A bunch of games like Kingpin was a PC game based off the Quake 2 engine, and that had like your limbs falling off.
Right. But either way, let's say that there's 100 million first-person shooters, like people who play all these games all the time, because there probably is actually a lot more than that. Probably at least 200 million. But just for the sake of it, we'll say that. If they were all turning us into mass shooters, everyone would be dead. Literally everyone would be dead. So this is not a fact. It's so crazy to even think about that. Oh yeah, the kid played a violent video game, he turned into a school shooter.
But see, this is the same thing when like Elvis started singing, that all these parents of the kids listening to Elvis were like, he's turning people into sexual addicts and all this. And it's like, you just don't like it.
Right.
It's not your thing, so now you're going to use all your might to make sure that your kid is not going to be able to listen to his music, see him in concert, whatever.
Yeah.
And because guess who's going after the video games? Older people that don't understand them.
Correct. Just a bunch of boomers. That's exactly what it is. They don't use it. They don't understand it.
They don't like it.
So they want to blame it. Because if you
easy.
don't use something, it's easy to blame it. Oh, I don't use it, so who cares? Just bury that sucker right now.
Yeah. So Modern Warfare 3 sold 30.1 million units sold.
Of just that one
game.
one single first-person shooter game. Not of all of Call of Duty, just that one version of Call of Duty. So this version sold 30 million. Okay? Again, one franchise, one episode in that franchise.
And that's of February 2019.
Correct.
So
again, imagine 30 million mass shooters walking around.
yeah.
You'd all be dead. Now combine that with every other first-person shooter that's been made and is in people's living rooms today.
And this is just one game. I mean, there's even gorier games. Like the new Doom. There's even a new Doom. There's a new Quake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new Call of Duty coming out. Battlefield is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
There's even Delta Force was a big, like, more realistic game. There's a bunch of even realistic games because those are arcade shooters.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, so we're talking about Call of Duty right now because logically we jump to Call of Duty because that makes kind of sense, right? The people that were in the media this last week that were all talking about stuff, they were talking about Fortnite. They were blaming Fortnite.
A cartoon unrealistic game.
Yeah. That's what's even more crazy. They're so off the rocker and they're such a boomer, they want to blame something that they don't even understand. They picked the most popular name that they could think of, and it was Fortnite.
Yep. And you had told me this on the phone, and I even said, why wouldn't they grab PUBG, which is a realistic-looking version?
Yeah.
And came out before Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. They picked the most unrealistic-looking.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Yep.
Like, you're running around with an axe, and you're building
a
ramps
yeah.
with a click, and they still take time to build, but you can run up them, even though they're invisible. Like, this is not reality whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, I think we've maybe beaten that dead horse.
Yeah, that's really opinion based on how people feel about games, but
and again, listen, I'm not telling you how to raise your kid. I'm not at all saying that. Listen, if you don't want your kid playing violent video games, all the power to you.
Well, yeah, that's why there's an age rating on this. So, for instance, you have little kids. Mm-hmm. I have little kids too, or a little kid, and she's almost 2, and it's like I have an arcade one up at home. It's the Centipede version, so it has like Centipede, Millipede, Crystal Castles, and something else. Mm-hmm. And I mean, in Centipede, your little head shoots up to the centipede,
sure,
and the spiders, and I don't care that she plays it. She doesn't understand what's going on, but like my excitement is for her to play Sonic and Mario, and almost breaking out my Wii again. But like I love racing games, so like I'll probably try to get her to play Excite Truck and stuff and Hydro Thunder. But do I want her to play Doom? No, not for a while. I want her to understand what guns are and what hurting people is first, so that she has an understanding of I can do this in a video game. I can't do this in real life.
Sure.
But like if I sensed that she was a crazy person, yeah, then I would definitely say there's no violent video games for you.
Right. And that would probably go across the board for other stuff too. Like, you also don't need to watch this, or you don't need to.
Yep. Yeah. And this is the whole thing with TV shows, like especially. This is not super related, but I was watching Stranger Things last night, and I was in the living room on my phone watching it, so it wasn't loud, and my lights auto turn off at about 10, and so the lights shut off, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll keep watching it. Like, it's dark now, and like, I played Resident Evil, and I had to play the lights on, so like, I like being scared. I don't like being scared alone. Sure. I was alone in my living room. Well, my dog was there, but who cares about him? But he scared the shit out of me because it's all dark now. I'm laying on the couch, and like, he puts his paw on my leg, and of course it's right when something scary happens, and I'm like, ah! And it's like, I don't want to scare. I don't like want my daughter to watch Stranger Things at age 5. Like, we need to let her get older. But that's everybody's choice. And as long as, in my opinion, as long as you can relate to your child how that is in context, then that's up to you. I might not agree with it, but I'm not the parent of that child.
Right. Absolutely.
But as a parent, you then have to take responsibility for your actions of that parenting thing. And a lot of these, not to get too crazy, but a lot of these shooters, like, I don't know what their home life was like. A lot of them have really messed up home lives.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But also our mental healthcare here in the U.S. is absolute garbage. And if you ask any nurse or doctor in the U.S., they would also say the same.
We should almost put like a break, like.
Moving on to the next subject. My son and I have started playing.
I don't know if I've heard of this game.
Yeah, actually, do we want to go into this, or do we want to go into pinball next?
No, you can. Let's talk about games.
Okay. So, my son and I have started playing a really fun game called Bendy and the Ink Machine. And he knew all about Bendy a long time before I knew anything about Bendy, because he watches YouTube all god dang day. And the stuff he likes to watch is like kids playing video games or playing Minecraft or opening up boxes. And a high profile character right now is Bendy. He kept telling me, we gotta buy Bendy. It's super cool. I'm like, all right, well, let me take a look at it. Well, first of all, it was a lot cheaper than I expected. I was like, well, it's half the price of a normal game.
Let me take that's a plus.
Oh, yeah, it was a huge plus, actually. It was probably actually what put the nail in the coffin, to be honest. But I took a look at it, and I was like, wow, $30. Okay. And I watched the video, and the video looked really intriguing, and he was just kind of like head over heels for it. He's like, we gotta play this game. I'm like, all right, we'll play this game. And he likes kind of like a little bit of spooky stuff. So we started playing it, and at first I kind of was thinking, this is kind of a boring game, because it takes a while to kind of get into it, and it's all mystery based. You gotta figure out what you're doing there. You gotta kind of solve some puzzles and stuff like that. But the best way to describe this is Bendy. What he is he's a knockoff version of Mickey Mouse, and you're in like the animation studios of like Disney, essentially, from probably, I don't know, looks like it might be back in like the 50s or even 30s. I don't know. Sure as heck looks like a long time ago. So anyways, you go in there as just this character called Henry, and they don't give you really any background story. You just go in there and you're kind of talking to yourself as you're walking into the building. Joey, whatever, which is essentially this knockoff version of Walt Disney himself, has asked you to come back. You were an animator. He asked you to come back and take a look at some stuff. So you show up, and there's nobody in the building, and it's a creepy old building. And you got your old desk over here. It's kind of lit kind of poorly. So you're walking over, you find your desk, and you're trying to figure out where everyone is, what's going on. And again, I would say for the first 10 minutes, I'm kind of thinking, why am I even playing this game? I'm digging around in an empty building kind of for no reason. It feels like an Android game, if you will. Because a lot of these Android games, like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that, to me, they seem pointless and stupid.
So nothing scary has happened yet. It's just
there's been a couple
like looks.
Yeah, there's been a couple jump starts, or not jump starts, jump scares. Like Bendy, they got a bunch of cardboard versions of Bendy all over the place, right? Well, all of a sudden, like I go into one room and I turn around and there's a cardboard version of Bendy right in front of me. I freeze, I jump. Easton next to me freezes and jumps. And we just stare at the screen for a little bit, waiting for it to move. We realize it's just a cardboard thing. We're like, okay.
Wait, is it co-op or are you just playing together?
So he started playing the game. And we saw some stuff. We saw some movement down at the end of the hall. So he he didn't move. And I was like, you gotta move. He's like, I'm not moving. I'm like, you have to move. We gotta figure out what's going on down there. He's like, hey, you do it. He gives me the controller. I'm like, okay. All right, here we go. And that happened. So from that point forward, it was just me playing and him watching.
And he's just taking the experience in.
Right. And we had to figure out all this different stuff. And he can't read. So I'm reading a lot of this stuff out loud for him so that we can try to go on this adventure together. And I tell you what, this story has gotten so good so fast. You just got to kind of get right past the beginning. The beginning, there's not a whole lot of intriguing reason to even be in there. But I guess maybe if you watch the trailer first and be like, all right, well, I'm here. I'm going for the good stuff after this opening. Because once the story starts rolling, it's hard to put down. You just kind of want to keep going and figure out, this next piece and next piece. And it is so creepy because they keep the music kind of quiet. They keep everything kind of quiet. And they keep it the tension high with like some music. And you'll be like walking down the hallway, and there'll be some lights coming underneath the doors. All of a sudden, it goes off, and we just like freeze. And then you walk up to the door. He's like, "Don't open the door. We gotta find out what's inside." Open the door, and there's nobody inside. Whatever. There's a lot of creepy jump starts. That's the main thing that's been getting me the whole entire time is the creepy jump starts. But I don't know. It's a really enjoyable, fun game. If you like some creepy stuff. By creepy stuff, that's the only way I can really describe it. It's not a horror game necessarily or anything like that, but it definitely. Oh, I was sweating. Last night playing the game. I was like, oh, jeez. But I don't know.
Have you? Speaking of kind of like just where the atmosphere in the game, like you don't have to have a scary game, but just the atmosphere and kind of the tension makes it kind of scary. Have you played Firewatch?
Never heard of it.
You and Easton might like that.
Okay. Is it for Nintendo or anything?
Yeah, I think it dropped on.
If it's for Nintendo or Xbox, then I can play it.
Let's take a look. It is on Switch. I thought about buying it because I heard it was really good, and it's one of those kind of you play it once and you're done.
Sure.
So as long as it's cheap enough, it's worth it.
And that's kind of how I feel about this game, to be honest, Bendy. I think that it's got a really cool story, but I had to replay a couple levels because I accidentally deleted our save file. So we had to go back, and I realized that those jump starts do not get you a second time because you know it's coming.
Oh, sure.
And when you know something is coming, it doesn't bother you. You just, all right, come at me. All right, not a big deal, and you just keep moving forward.
So Firewatch is you are going to be like a Firewatch ranger, and so they tell you to go to this one Firewatch tower in the middle of the woods, and you're just on your own. And so you're going out there, and then just weird stuff happens. Like you get back to your Firewatch tower, and the window's broken. And there's like someone you meet on the radio, and they kind of walk you through things. And all of a sudden, you start like finding out there was like a murder or something, and so you're investigating a little bit. And all of a sudden, things are happening, but like nothing is there like Resident Evil.
Sure,
but there's just tense, scary moments. But they're not scary. It's just the atmosphere and what's happening makes it scary.
There are some... So in Bendy, that's how I thought the game was going to be played out. That it was mainly going to be all in your head. But then stuff starts happening in the game in real life. And that's what really scared the crap out of me. And it was like these little blobs of ink all over the place. Well, one time I started walking near them, and all of a sudden they turned into like ink creatures. They come up and they start chasing you, and that was the most terrifying thing I've had in a long time.
Do you have a weapon?
Just about shit myself.
Like, do you have a weapon to like?
Sometimes you do. I would say the majority of the time you do not. But sometimes you have like an axe. Like you'll find an axe. You gotta like cut through some like boards to get into a new area and stuff like that. But then eventually it'll break on purpose because they need you to be scared again, and you're not scared if you're holding an axe because something's coming at you. You just chop it down, no big deal.
And it's like Doom or Quake,
right?
The art style looks really neat. It looks like old 60s Disney drawing.
Exactly. Is that that kind of era? Is that 60s?
I don't remember when Disney came around. It's probably the 40s. Or
but
something.
Either way, it's the original era. It's supposed to look like the original era of like Mickey, like when he's on that boat going.
Yeah, the steamboat.
Yeah, the steamboat Mickey. It's that type of era.
Yeah, and it's really orange or yellow. It's like you would say black and white, but it's just black and yellow.
Correct. When you are playing it,
Did you buy the physical or did you download it?
I just downloaded it. I tried to buy the physical version from Target, and they did not have it, so I just bought the online version.
Is it scary?
You would be terrified.
You don't know me.
You would be terrified.
I'm gonna play it, and I'm not gonna scream. I'll stream it the whole time
You should.
with my mic.
You
muted.
should. You should stream it with the mic on. I have it here. We should sometime. I'll just let you borrow it.
It looks fun.
I wish I did honestly have the physical version because I could just give you the copy, but I'll just let you play it. It's good stuff.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, here's. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen it.
So Five Nights at Freddy. One of our
remember that teddy
coworkers, his daughter was big into it. I had never heard of Five Nights at Freddy's. Didn't know what it was, and she was like, "It's super cool. Everyone's playing it. Everyone loves it."
Point and click survival horror.
It's not. It definitely has got some good jump scares. I'll give you that. I've been jump scared from it.
Well, there's 5 of them. There's like
There's a bunch of them.
Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but Five Nights doesn't refer to that. It's you trying to survive 5 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of our friends / coworker has 2 young boys. He recently got his Wii out,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, he brought a bunch of his old consoles into work because I had mine in. So he has like a, what does he have in the basement?
He's got a whole bunch
Xbox,
of
Sega
stuff.
Genesis,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
He's got a whole bunch. He's got
Game Gear.
Game Gear.
Yeah. And so he gets his Wii out, and he goes and gets some more Wiimotes, and he had like Mario Kart, and so he was getting his kids into Mario Kart. And of course, my first question is, "Do you have Excite Truck?" And he's like, "No, of course not. I don't." So I found it for like $5 on Amazon or something.
$5. Okay, go on.
So I bought it, and I left it at his desk one day, and that night I get text message pictures of his kids, like, just because they love big, heavy equipment,
Sure.
and they love this game. He's had to unlock some tracks and stuff so they can get further, like, more
Sure.
tracks and trucks. But my God, I mean, he's like, they fight. I have to like take it away from him every so often because they get so crazy about it. Like, they're just like, "You're stealing all the booms or what, the POWs or whatever, the big things, the power ups. You're stealing this," and then they get in a fight. And it's like, "Oh no, it's going away for the night."
That's funny. And I forget, are these monster trucks that they're using?
Technically, but there's a range of like buggies and Jeeps and trucks
Okay.
and SUVs.
Gotcha.
It's like Hydro Thunder off road.
Very cool.
I freaking love that game. On my original Wii, I've almost 100%ed it. On my Wii U, I had to redo everything, and I'm like 85 or 90%.
I hope that they end up releasing it for the Nintendo Switch. I don't really want to go back and buy a Wii. You've sent me some links to Wiis that are fairly cheap that even come with games and stuff like that. I just don't like the idea of switching back and forth in between systems, and that's just me being...
And the thing with like
Maybe
Excite Truck
maybe.
is you could use a Joy-Con, or you could.
Because it's not a lot of buttons.
Well, the main thing is they force you to use the Wiimote
Motion
as
control.
as for steering,
Gotcha.
and it works really well. And I think they even do that on Mario Kart. So like they could port it.
They totally do. And they use the tiny Joy-Cons individually. You can steer your vehicles and Mario
I don't
Kart.
even think you need it, but they did it pretty darn good so that it works.
Great.
Because I hate motion controls for steering.
I personally also hate them. I always switch mine off and just use the Joy-Con.
But Excite Truck did very well. So, that's cool. I also hope they redo it. Monster Games is actually in Minnesota. They're down in the cities.
Really? Are they still open?
Yep. They've developed a bunch of NASCAR games. They've done they ported a bunch of Nintendo games to other things. They did Excite Bike.
They should have
On Wii.
port one more. Port it from a Nintendo to a Nintendo.
Yeah, no shit. I've emailed them and said like how much I love Excite Truck and how I hope they make a second one. I don't know if it's sold really well, but I think it has it's an arcade off-road racer. I mean, your following is bigger after the fact.
How hard do you think it is to port?
It was developed on the Wii, which is like a RISC-based processor, and the Switch is an ARM-based, so I don't know if it'd be all that hard. it's a different format, but it's so old that they could probably port it pretty easily.
Because I just feel, I mean, again, this is a user talking, not a creator, but I feel like it would be essentially almost like copy and paste. Yeah, you got to reassign the motion controls to be, like this. And yes, that'll take time and money, but it's not going to cost millions of dollars.
Well, see, they did it with the Wii U, right? So they brought Mario Kart. They did Zelda.
They've done a whole bunch. They've ported a lot of
Mario?
Wii U stuff over to
I
the
don't
Switch.
know if there's just enough money in it for them to pay for it.
And I guess that's what you're absolutely right. That's what it comes down to. Now, but if they released it only digitally from the Nintendo
you'd
store,
save a bunch.
you would save tons of money if you did
I
that.
would buy it. I'd pre-order that in a heartbeat.
I feel like they'd be able to make enough money off of pre-orders alone to be able to fund the porting of it.
Yeah, I mean, the main assets, the content is already there. They just have to port it. And, I mean, it didn't have online play. So, like, keep it off. Keep it they had 2-player offline. Keep it like that.
I think it would work flawlessly, but of course that's just me. But it seems like it'd be perfect for the Switch. You could be on the fly, take off 2 Joy-Cons, and you got you and your buddy playing
it would.
Excite Truck.
Because it is 2-player. There's a spiritual successor called Excite Bots, and you're like little animals.
But that's not on the Switch, though, right?
No, that's Wii U or Wii as well. And I own that too. It's still a fun experience. It's not Excite Truck. And some of the mini games they make you play while you're racing irritate the living shit out of me. Because they don't adapt well to the motion. It doesn't feel good. It slows your race down.
But the racing does.
Racing's great.
Gotcha.
Some of them, like, one time you'll be driving as, like, I pick a frog or something, and you're driving, and there's, like, all of a sudden you hit this pop-up icon, and then a bowling alley shows up, and you just have to, like, hit it, right? You hit as many pins as you can, and you get stars based on how many pins get knocked down. Or one,
So it's little mini games inside of
while
a
you're
race.
racing.
Interesting.
But some of them are super fucking clunky. Or you, like, to get enough stars to get a S on the level, you have to have, like, the mini game.
Sure.
And there's just the mini games. If you suck at a mini game, you got to replay the level to get the stars. Or there's a bar that goes across horizontally, and your buggy hooks onto it, and you have to use your Wiimote as a motion of, like, circling.
Sure.
And you go around like 20 times. It's like, oh, let's go. And if you don't push when you're done forward at the right spot, you don't get the nice glide. Oh my God. And it's like you went from racing fast, high speed to stop, spinning, push, and then glide. It's just, it slows everything down. Excite Truck is the best.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, you promoted one from the same company, but you also warned off people from the other one, saying that it's not.
I mean, I bought it. I like it. It's
you
just,
do like it?
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't like
It's
it.
a spiritual successor that has its downfalls.
But do you only like it because it's a spiritual successor?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my video game thing. I haven't played anything else. I literally took my Switch out, put it on the dock, and I thought about playing it, and I still haven't.
It really helps to have a little buddy that wants to play games now. I tell you what, before he played video games, I had to fit in video game time around him. But now he likes to play video games. So I can play video games with him now. I may not be playing the game that maybe I want to play. Like we're not going to be playing Destiny necessarily together or something like that. But I can play Donkey Kong with him. Or this game. This game I had such a fun time playing Bendy with him.
So are you going to limit his time on games?
I have been trying to think about that recently. And as of right now, I am not limiting it. But there was one day, I would say, I think it was like maybe a week and a half ago, where he was playing a lot. It was a weekend. See, let's say he goes to daycare. Well, he's not playing video games during daycare. I pick him up, and while we drive in the car, he's in the back seat with the Nintendo Switch. And for that matter, Beckett's in the back seat with my phone, and they're watching and playing games all the way to the house. And then we get out and we kind of run around and do some stuff. And then maybe play a little bit at the end, and then they go to bed. But this day, he had, it's a Saturday. he was basically playing Switch from sunup to sundown, and I was like, we're done. Like, just give this to me. Like, I can see it in your face. You're fried. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we've all been to that point, too, where you've played so many video games, you're in a mood.
And you're zombied out.
You're zombied out. We need some fresh air. We're going to go outside. I'm going to grill some food. I don't want to go outside. You're going outside. So we go outside, grilled, and went for a walk. And by the time we were all done, yeah, he was a fresh new person again. But yeah, he definitely was fried. And I was like, well, we can't do that. That's too much. I'm not sure what the limit is, but that is definitely over the limit right there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. My wife and I are very against handing our daughter phones and stuff and tablets. So like, she probably won't have one for a long time. The hard part is making sure that you aren't on your phone in front of her all the time, because then she's just saying like, well, no, that's the thing to do. I want your phone. But like, when you hand her toy phone, she just pretends she's on, like she's talking on the phone, which is kind of funny. But yes, we do have to watch screen time if that's what our thing is. She watches TV not even every day. So if my wife is making dinner, I'm outside doing like yard work or whatever, she'll have the TV on for like the 30 minutes to an hour, just because it's like, it's kind of a babysitter, right? Where they're pretty much enthralled with it, so they won't go off and like trip down the stairs. But she also only watches this like crazy educational crap where it's like she loves Baby Bum, which is just songs.
Yeah, I know
it just
what you're talking about.
Plays lullaby songs 24/7. I have seen them all, and so they're annoying as heck.
Right.
But she's obsessed with them. There's another one. Baby Bum Bum.
What about Nick Jr.?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
Is it on Hulu? I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I was thinking like Sling. For some reason, I thought you still had Sling.
Billy Bam Bam. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh my god, it makes me want to pull my hair out. It's this fuzzy little blue thing, and then the pink thing is like an older sibling, and they just talk and do. Oh, it's so annoying.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Billy Bum Bum, come pick rocks with me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is super irritating. But for a moment, she was very entertained. Just like Baby Shark, like she's over it now.
Oh, really?
But for a while, she was obsessed.
No, right now. So the issue with us is we have already had one kid get through Baby Shark, and the next one has picked up and is hardcore into Baby Shark. He thinks that all of the devices in the house are his, and they all play Baby Shark. So I'll be watching something on TV, and he'll walk in the room, and he'll get my attention. He can't say words, or at least not very many. And he points up at the TV and goes, That's the opening to Baby Shark. He goes, and I'm not like, I'm not watching that. I'm watching the twins right now. Okay, no, I'm not changing it.
Do you watch the Pink Fong one?
Oh yeah,
it's like Pink Fong.
Yeah. So he does that all the time. Or if I'm holding my phone, he walks up, tries to half grab it, like basically puts his hand on it, and then goes,
Oh my gosh,
no.
He knows what he wants.
No.
What's funny is we should have Chris on the phone. Chris had a Baby Shark birthday party.
Oh, did he really?
And he sent me pictures, and he taped individual streamers to the ceiling. I swear there was like 300.
Wow.
He said he spent till 4 a.m. taping them up.
How come? Did he create like an underwater
effect? It's like you walk in and it looks like you're underwater.
That's really cool.
My gosh.
Good job.
I mean, I love doing things like that, but
no,
I don't know.
Your
Your
kid's
kid's one. You're gonna remember.
I hate it. I don't go all in like that. Instead, I will do something the opposite direction. Be like, all right, let's go to the Edge Water Park. I will pay somebody else to have an environment for me. Let's go there.
Or go to the aquarium or something.
Right, exactly.
So they're actually visiting next week.
Very cool. Great. We should can at least 2 episodes with him.
Yeah. And then we'll have to get the boys. Well, I have a girl, but we'll have to get the kids out.
That sounds good.
Pinball. So the other week, Stern had a bad rumor that Jurassic Park was coming out, among other things.
That was a bad rumor?
Well, it was a leak. Like, people were rumoring that, right?
What was bad about it? Are you saying it's a
No.
false rumor?
It was a bad rumor that... It was a leaked out rumor.
Okay, it was a
somehow.
leak that just leaked out, and
But there was
they
no
did not mean
evidence.
it to-
Like, there wasn't, like, a picture of it. It was just like, it's probably happening. Because, like, Jaws, Stern has trolled people about Jaws, and they haven't released a Jaws game.
Okay, go on.
They finally announced it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen pictures of it. So all right, but go on.
This was last week or
yeah,
two ago.
All right.
And then they had a stream. So they released pictures, and then they had a stream of it with Dead Flip that I got to watch most of. And I am a huge...
How was their stream? So like, obviously Jack does streaming for a living. How was theirs? Was theirs good because it was a company making it?
Yeah, because he brings all of his gear to Stern.
Oh,
he goes to Stern.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. I didn't realize that he was there streaming it. I thought that it was them streaming it. I'm sorry. Go
Oh
on.
yeah, so he goes to Stern's factory and streamed it.
Gotcha.
They've signed an agreement together, so he's not exclusive to Stern, but they have an agreement that they work together, and he releases streams of their new games and stuff.
Okay.
And he comes to their events, so he's at CES with them, and he'll probably be there this next year.
Makes sense. Smart.
But Keith Elwin designed the game and has kind of coded it. It is really cool. I am a huge Jurassic Park fan, 1 and 2. I read the books. I own the books somewhere. Books are amazing. The first movie was obviously really good. The second movie was meh compared to the book. But obviously, like Jurassic Park 3, it was pretty bad. More just popcorn entertainment.
Yeah.
When you hear Jurassic Park, obviously you think of the original movie. However, as we all know, when you get licensing, it can be very expensive to get actors and all these other things, like you've witnessed from the Game of Thrones pinball or Star Wars. Sometimes if you do try to get the whole license, you're very restricted. So it was interesting that they got the Jurassic Park license, and the only actor they have is Neddy? Is that his name? Nedry? Yeah, Nedry. The guy from Seinfeld. The big fat guy.
I guess I've never known his real name.
Well, that's his name in the movie.
Well, either way, I didn't know his name. I guess in the Jurassic Park movie, I've only ever known him as the guy from Seinfeld. What's his name in Seinfeld? Newman. Yeah, I've only ever known him as Newman. But go on.
So, I think he's gonna do call-outs for the game, but he's on the playfield. He's the only likeness except the dinosaurs. They did say that they pulled dinosaurs audio from the movie. So that will be the only stuff from the movie. All the animations are all handmade. There's no Jeep in it. It's a non-licensed adventure vehicle. But some people might be upset at the same time. They're trying to put you, as you play the game, into the Jurassic Park world from that time. Like, you are a Jurassic Park employee, and you're going to help save the other workers, and Jurassic Park is happening.
Very cool.
So it's not based off the movie. It's in the movie from a different... It's almost like in the movie of a different perspective.
Sure.
I still kind of want one.
Sure.
The main differences are Pro versus Premium. The Premium, the the T-Rex head moves back and forth, up and down. So it can go down, get the ball from a ramp, grab it in its mouth, shake it, and throw it. It can also move it and then drop the ball off into a ramp. Otherwise, it just kind of follows you around while you're playing. So it follows the ball.
I have a feeling the real reason why they did that was so that they didn't have to pay the actors the money for their likeness and for their voices.
Oh, that's totally right. That's totally true.
Which is not
But then you're also...
a problem. It's actually a smart move on their behalf.
It's really smart, because if you are basing it off the specific movie and you don't do something like Ghostbusters, for instance, people are now upset because this mode doesn't have this ghost, or this actor says this, why didn't you have that thing in it? And so you're pinning people to a very specific memory, where this is, you're pinning people to a specific event or
Idea?
the world.
Sure.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Right.
The park.
Yep.
The everything involving Jurassic Park,
Sure.
the movie.
But not necessarily the specific actors that are in it.
No, and then the
Gotcha.
game is really based around dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So you there's certain modes where you have to save an employee or a worker, and a dinosaur will be, which is just a light on the playfield moving around, will start to go after them. And so, like, carnivore dinosaurs will try to hunt and kill that employee. So you have to save them before that happens, and you can even set up a trap and then capture the dinosaur.
Really?
So the code is absolutely bonkers on this game.
Well, just okay. The motions and the other visual stuff that happens in it, like with the T-Rex grabbing onto that pinball and throwing it, throws it in two different spots. One, he throws it onto a track, which is really cool. There's another one where he just literally just whips it like onto the playfield somewhere. I thought that was cool too.
Is it $2,000 cool? The Pro doesn't move. The Pro just has a sculpted head.
Interesting.
I thought they were going to do it like Ghostbusters, where the Pro, he would just go down, grab the ball, and then the Premium would move all around, but they didn't. Like with Slimer on Ghostbusters. Slimer on the Pro just goes up and down. On the Premium, he goes back left and right, up and down, all around. I fully understand doing that just for the Premium and LE. It really makes a difference for the cost difference. Just in their stream, the Jurassic Park, the T-Rex head eating the ball was not happening that often at all whatsoever.
I personally think it's super cool.
It is super cool, but like I said, is it $2,000 cool?
For a non-moving head, no.
No, is it, if you were going to buy one, let's just say it's five something.
The only version I would buy would be the one that had motion in it. If it had no motion in it, it's cool that there's a statue there, essentially. But when that thing as it moving, that's what drew me in. I liked that. I thought that
but
was
what
cool.
if he doesn't do all that much?
Oh,
Like the Premium, he doesn't. You might have 20 games where he doesn't lock a ball in his mouth and then spit it out. And I shouldn't say lock. He just grabs it because it's not a ball lock for multi-ball. It's something else.
Okay. I might have 40 games where he never does it, but I know he can do it.
Okay.
That's good enough for me. Because I know he can do it. I would spend the entire time trying to make him do it.
I've been trying to think about, because it's $2,000 to go from like Pro to Premium.
Agreed.
And if you know some people,
I misunderstood entirely
Wow.
what you were saying. I thought you were saying it was $2,000 total. It's a $2,000 jump.
yeah, the Pro's 5-some thousand, the Premium 7-some thousand, and so it's a $2,000 difference to go
for
the
the
moving head.
movement head.
And there's a couple other things, but honestly, I don't. Based on how much the T-Rex interacted with the ball on the stream, I would say it's not worth it, unless you had $7,000 burning a hole in your pocket.
Oh my fucking god! I don't know. It's way too expensive now that I'm seeing the difference. I thought it was just like, oh, for $2,000, totally do it. And of course you have to do it.
What game would be $2,000?
I don't know. It's just the
Your
thought
roller
that-
disco might be worth $2,000 now.
It might be. God, I know.
So on the
it's
Premium,
not worth it.
the Raptor Pit actually has a post to lock your ball.
But how about this? Time out.
Okay.
This. If you have 5,000 floating around, is there also the chance that you have 7,000 floating around?
Well, if you had 5,000 floating, could you then find $2,000 to get the Premium?
That's not what I'm saying. Because that's still you making the effort to either pony up something that maybe will hurt you. I'm saying if 5,000 doesn't hurt you and 7,000 doesn't hurt you, I don't think it matters. Do you see what I'm saying? But I think if 5,000 doesn't hurt you, but 7,000 is pushing it, like, okay, I got 5,000 sitting here, but if I have to, like, live paycheck to paycheck for a second or whatever, or maybe put myself into some pressure to make that extra amount, I don't know if it's worth it.
I see what you're saying.
It's not worth it. To put pressure on yourself like that
For a toy.
for a toy, it's all this is.
Which is crazy because I love these and I'm used to these prices. I mean, my Ghostbusters premium was still cheaper, brand new. But
yeah,
if you stop and think about it, it's like these are insane. Yeah. These new prices are stupid, and I would love to be able to buy one new game, and then every time Stern releases a new Pro, sell it and buy the next Pro, and either be out a couple $100 or nothing. But the problem I have is I get kind of attached to games, then I can't sell them. Mm-hmm. Like I've threatened Tron, and actually that came very close. I kind of want to trade Tron for a Scared Stiff.
Yeah, I know.
And then sell all my other games.
You keep threatening it on a pretty regular basis. I don't know if you ever got the guts to pull the trigger.
I almost posted it.
Okay.
Because I found a Scared Stiff in Michigan, and I was like, oh, this could happen. Because I played Tron the other night. That was the night that we were working on our games. I played it after you left, and I didn't feel anything, although I was mad, so that might have not helped.
I felt the same way. I don't know if I also played it that night, but I played it recently, and I was expecting to feel something that I did not feel, and I was disappointed because, again, I expected to feel, and maybe it's because Tron the movie has passed so far into the distance of our minds that when I played the game, I felt to also be pulled back into that world, and I didn't.
Yeah,
is it possible that just the volume was turned down too low?
It was low, but the game that I played after you left, I had like 6 multi-balls, and I'm like, how am I getting all these? Like, I'm not that good at pinball.
Sure.
And I have reset the software because we were going to put it on route. So I reset everything to defaults, put it on 75 cents a play. I switched the coin lock today so that it's on a key. So it's pretty much ready to go. I just need to wipe it. And I didn't feel the same love that I usually feel for it.
Well, you know what? The good news is you plan on putting it on a route.
Yeah.
That's the good news. Is in theory, you'll be making cash off of it. So it doesn't really matter how much you love it right now. You'll be making money off of it. And then maybe after you made a bunch of money off, you'll be like, I think I like this guy a lot. Because one, he's made you money. Two, it hasn't been in your house in a while. Or hasn't been in your office in a while.
But I mean, what am I going to make in 2 weeks? A couple $100 max.
You're only going to leave it in there for 2 weeks?
Yeah. It's my home game. I mean, it's not home use only.
I understand, but I feel like you should leave it in there for at least a month.
That's what Black Knight and Baywatch are for. And Black Knight, I'm actually almost done. Okay. I brought my shears and my drill to finish it.
Well, considering how we plan on pushing this by announcing it and saying it's limited time only, you have to be here to play it. It will be gone shortly. Blah 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 blah. You could be gone any day. You gotta get your butt down here. You gotta play it. Might be gone tomorrow. We continue to push that and promote that. It could make a decent amount of cash off of it.
I think I'll have it at 75 cents because it's not brand new. Brand new games are $1.
That's fine.
It's still a newer game.
And you know what? That also might help too. That might make more money than Monsters. Well, it will for sure make more money than Monsters because Monsters is been around for a while. It's old news.
I thought that game would have made more. My estimates are off. It actually has slowed immensely. But to Mike's point, bar attending is down in July, like 95%.
Holy balls.
And that's all the bars, not just his. So all his beer distributors are even telling him, like, every bar is super quiet. So, there's bars that have days of, like, $6 of income.
Oh, my word.
He did put a pre-order on Jurassic Park Pro. And he's buying it. I think we're going to move... I think he wants to sell Batman, move Monsters to the other bar. But I'm sitting here going, why would you sell Batman? I mean, I'm not a fan of it anymore. Like, I've played it. I've had my fun on it. But Sopranos to me is I don't know. Sopranos is a fun game. I enjoy Sopranos more than Batman. Mm-hmm. Playing-wise, not theme-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Batman will sell. It'll sell somewhere. I don't know if it'll sell up here. You'll probably sell it in the cities.
Sure. Can I bring up one more thing? This
is
not pinball related.
Oh, great.
Also, recently, the reason why I was thinking about it is because I was thinking about the slot machines that are inside a lot of these bars.
Slots?
Yeah.
Like the slot.
Yeah, like the actual video game slot machines that are
I
gambling.
thought you wanted to talk about coin pushers, which are actually I got addicted to.
No, not coin pushers. Just the actual, like you would see in a casino or inside like a lot of these bars.
Yeah, they're just big LCDs.
Right. Those who are listening, in the state of Wisconsin, most bars have slot machines in them. I know, like in Minnesota, that's illegal. Can't do that. But anyways, GTA Online, which is Grand Theft Auto Online, released an in-game casino.
Oh, no.
And agreed. This is bad news all the way around. And I am telling...
How are they allowed to do that?
It's mind-boggling.
Wait, is it real money?
Real money.
Oh.
No, hold on. This is going to get even more complicated and even more crazy. And either way, it's not a benefit for the gamer. No matter, even if the gamer is a gambler. Because watch how this plays. And it is bad news. So, right now, people are all up in arms in general about what we consider gambling, which is loot boxes. We have been complaining about loot boxes for a long time. You pay money for a straight up gamble on whether you're going to get good armor, crappy armor, stuff that you'll never be able to use, stuff that you've been begging to use. You never know what you're going to get. You can't just go into a video game store now, pay specifically for the item you want. I want that horse, or I want that armor, or I want that gun. They won't do that. They got to bundle it with a whole bunch of shitty stuff and then make you gamble over and over and over and over and over and over again until you get what you want. Because of what I just said, you pay over and over and over and over again until you get what you want.
You're gonna. So in theory, their mind is you'll spend more to get what you want.
Yeah, you might pay 8 times before you get what you want. So why would I give you what you want? You might pay me 8 times or whatever, 30 times. So we as gamers hate the crap out of that, but the manufacturers or the producers, they love it. So they're not going to stop anytime soon. But the gamers try to push back and try to throw it through legislation, through Congress, through all this different stuff, through Parliament. And it didn't work out so well. Parliament said, as it is right now, this is over in the UK, obviously, I said the word Parliament. As it is written right now, this is technically not gambling. This is something more like when you get those little tiny kitty candy things with like the prize inside of it. It's not gambling, it's a surprise. And it's like,
it's a surprise. That's a great way.
It's exactly what it is. They're like, nope, this is more of a surprise than it is gambling. You're technically still getting something and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, so you got to just let that go. We lost that one. So what did the video game industry do? They quadrupled down. They went straight for the straight up actual casino in-house. We're putting it in the game. This is straight up gambling. It is an actual casino. No one can hide from it. You can't say, no, it's not gambling. This is the casino. All right, so now let's play this out for a second. An 18-year-old, because technically you have to be 18 years old to buy the game. So that's why I'm going to say that.
Yeah, but
obviously,
no one can prove it.
Correct. Obviously, no one can prove who's actually playing the game. But an 18-year-old buys GTA Online, goes into this online casino, puts $20 in. What do you think happens? Besides the fact that he's going to lose the $20. Let's say he wins, okay? Let's say he wins for the fun of it. Do you think that is going to pay him cash money back?
That's right.
It pays him in-game currency.
Oh, my goodness.
So he spent real money and will never see that money back. He spent real money to gamble in an online casino that he can never make real money back, even if he wins. Because that's the thing. He's gambling that money. He could just go straight down the garbage immediately. He throws in $2,000, gets nothing out of it. Or, let's say he wins $40,000. He's just made bank. It's $40,000 in-game currency. He cannot do anything with that.
Nope.
Because it also, think about it, in 2 years' time, when this game's obsolete, He's got nothing.
Well, you got 40 grand in
Yeah,
GTA
in an
money.
obsolete game. Right. It's mind-blowing that it happened immediately. So it's like they had it on the burner. Like, all right, let's see what Parliament says. Parliament says it's not gambling. Throw it in. Throw it in. Let's see if we can get away with this sucker.
So what? I mean, don't they have to then show like what their odds are and stuff?
I don't know. As far as I know, the answer is no.
Like,
in gambling, you don't. If I go to a casino, I'm not allowed to know the odds.
No, you are. I think you have to. You can ask, and they're supposed to be in a certain because the machines have to be checked to be within a certain spec.
Oh, really? I guess I've never known that. Next time I go to the casino, I will actually ask that, and I want to ask across the board too. Like, hey, are all of these machines within this range?
They should be within a range, but like
I'm sure that they're not all in the same number.
No, but like what someone that we know that goes, he even said that like I don't know if a newer game or a newer, because the new ones are LCD, so they just switch it.
Yeah.
If it's a newer version, they'll kind of have nice odds for the first couple weeks.
That way you show up
so
and play them.
You play them more often, and then they tone it down a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they call it like they're hot.
Right, because you get used to it, and you think, I've won on this game 4 times. So you keep going back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. No, I as far as I know, they do not show the odds. And I doubt by the track record that we've seen in the past from video games that they will ever show the odds, because they do not show the odds when it comes to loot boxes. Gamers in and of themselves have been able to decipher and calculate and show the odds, which are astronomical sometimes.
Yeah. Like, I remember Vader, like, how do you get Vader in Battlefront?
Right.
And
you have to spend either this much money, which was just astronomical, to get a guaranteed Vader. You know what I mean? Because, you could technically get him the first time. Technically.
Yeah, try it.
Right. No, obviously you won't. But technically, you could. But also, it could take you, and it was like 30,000 rolls or something like that. It was something bonkers. And it was like, holy crap. How much money could this equal out to? Well, if you spend this much money every single time, this is how much it would be. It's like, oh my God. What? How are they getting away with this? Anyway, we're going to wrap it up right there, guys. Go and check out our Facebook page. Just search for Flipping and Mashing.
Email us. What game we probably already said that when we first started. But tell us what games you like. Give us some content to talk about so that you would enjoy listening to us ramble. Especially Steve rambling.
Yeah.
Steve, say the same thing over again.
Yeah, I just walk in circles over and over again. All right, everybody. Later.
Goodbye, Steve.